My name is Kirsti. So I started coming to True North about 4 years ago. Growing up, I was very Western medicine. I had no idea anything about chiropractic, anything about holistic medicine. It was very much like, all right, you have this issue, you need to go to this doctor. I remember growing up and going to my primary care physician, and I would go in and he'd be like, oh, you just got over this thing, you just got over this thing. And he would ask me, like, if I smoked cigarettes at like 8 years old, and just all these random questions. And I remember when I was like 10, 11, I started experiencing pain from the polycystic, and would go to the emergency room for like hours at a time trying to figure out why I was having like all these pain. And they never had any answers for me. I started like finding out more throughout just continual doctors, continual visits, and poking and prodding, and finally figured out that I had hypothyroidism. So my thyroid was not working at all. I had fluctuating weight gain, weight loss, hair loss. So, of course, as a middle school, high schooler, it affected my relationships in every aspect. I mean, I would go from 4 years of having like no emotions. And then I remember I would be like, I don't know, sitting in a 7-Eleven and I would be like talking to someone and I'd be laughing so hard that I would start hysterically crying. Like that was just normal for me, that it would just go from like laughing to crying in like a minute. After going to a bunch of doctors, and I had to get like these ultrasounds on my ovaries. So I remember going in there and just over and over, I would get these ultrasounds to try and figure out why I was having so much abdominal pain. And I remember like getting picked up from my dad when I was at school one day, because I was just like, it felt like my insides were on fire. So I was in the emergency room for like 24 hours. They were doing all sorts of testing on me, and they had no idea what was going on. Because of that, they put me on birth control, and I was like 10 years old. So then I was on birth control for like 10 years. And being on birth control, every time I would go in, they would put me on a different one, and a different one, and a different one. So I just felt like they had no idea what they were doing. They just continued pumping me with all these random things. And then finally, when I went to True North, I learned about chiropractic. I learned about holistic healing and how your spine has so much to do with, protecting your nervous system. And I got my x-rays taken, and you could see my hips were severely like tilted up and inverted. And all of those nerves are going to your uterus, your all of the hormones. And then it was causing a curve in my lower back all the way, and then I had like my neck was completely straight. So my C7, where my thyroid is, that was severely out of alignment. And I learned very quickly afterwards that those nerves are going to the thyroid, and because of that, it was causing all this like irritation and just dysfunction in my body. And my life is completely different now, in all sorts of aspects. Learning more about your body and how your body is designed to heal. It's made wonderfully and perfectly. And when your body is in perfect alignment, then your body can function. And I no longer have to be on medication. And I haven't been on birth control for like 6 years now. So my body's starting to regulate itself again.